Money is just an extension of, or a projection of energy. Money has no value other than that which you assign to it. Many of you who are in the spiritual community, quote unquote, spiritual community, have some real issues about money and resistance to experiencing money. And there are often past life reasons. In many lifetimes, you might have been part of a spiritual sect that renounced the material world. But you're actually a material being, all right? So since you are spiritual in nature first and foremost, it is impossible to separate that from your material existence. Are you all with us on that?
Yes.
There's a big one, because you all get so upset and you say, well, I don't want money. Well, what does money represent to you? Sometimes it's freedom. So we would say, well, where are you not giving yourself freedom? Where are you not allowing yourself to feel free? And you're just using money as the excuse. Well, I don't have enough money. Well, money is just a mask for something that is deeper that is going on, some other resistance. Perhaps it is, if you had money, then you would have to access your power. Or if you had money, then you would have to follow through with your business. And if you follow through with your business, that means that you are on a bigger stage. If you're on a bigger stage, that means more people are going to see you. If more people see you, that means, more people are going to attack me. I'm going to be persecuted. So I can't have money. Do you see how that works? So you have to look at what that really represents. So once you start to clear your persecution, then you can kind of backtrack. All right, well, now it's safe for me to be seen. Now that it's safe for me to be seen, I can allow myself to turn my light on and allow opportunities that can support me with money to be present. Now, just because you have money doesn't mean that you have to hoard it. All right, money can be used to create lots of wonderful opportunities for many people. So it's all in the intention of that energetic flow that gives it the label, your polarity of positive and negative. It actually is neutral. It's just what you think about it that gives it that polarity. And we hope you all take a look at that, because some of you also want to go to the idea of barter and exchange, which is fine, but it really is no different than your monetary system. It's a conditional exchange. I'll give you this for that. And what you are learning to work on right now is to be unconditional with your exchanges. To know that as energy goes out, you are always divinely supported with that flow. For many of you, it's about healing your inability to receive energy. For many of you in this room, you've got the program that if I receive more energy from people, it's going to cost me more in the long run. Because if I say yes to this, that means I'm going to have to do this, or they're going to expect something back, and then I'm going to have to put more energy out. Does that sound familiar to anyone? So look at your ability to just allow yourself to receive unconditionally. Now, here's something that you often don't think about. If someone else is giving, that does not mean that you have to receive their condition along with it. You can think of allowing yourself to receive it unconditionally, and as you allow that energy to come in, you can neutralize the condition. And as you are sending energy out, start to be more conscious about, am I really expecting something back from this person, or am I freely giving without any need for their approval, whether it's good or it's bad or it's the right amount or it's too much, or if I don't give, are they going to leave me? So it's really becoming very clear within yourself about giving unconditionally. And it's the same thing for someone else who's receiving. If you're giving with a condition, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to receive with that condition. Most often what you will do is, yes, play that out with conditions because you're a vibrational match. But one of you in the moment can step the frequency up. And the more you play around with that, the more that you will actually find that more opportunities will come to you. That more often than not, you are shutting down what you are able to receive. How much energy flow will come in, because you've got a belief about the energy that it may be tainted, or that it's not of the highest frequency. You've all got lots of excuses in there. It's fascinating what we look at. You're quite remarkable in your creativity. So, we hope that helps about money. It is such a big issue for you all, but really try to make peace with it. Appreciate it as one method. It is not the only method of abundance and exchange that you have. It's just the most common one that you're using on the planet. You have to have something in 3D to play in this game, and it just happens to be the method, and you're not quite ready to let go of it yet. You haven't dealt with all of your issues around conditional exchange. So it's going to stay in place for a while. Because if we ask you all right now to imagine what it would be like in your reality to have a society that didn't use money, can you picture it? For most of you, it's very difficult. So start working within yourself to imagine an endless flow of energy going out and an endless flow of energy cycling back in. And what would it feel like to know that your needs are always met? And the universe likes to work in what we will call energetic economy. It wants to use energy in the most efficient way possible. And if you aren't ready to utilize that energy, then the universe probably isn't going to bring it to you. This is why many of you will say, well, why can't I win the lottery? Well, what are you going to do with it? If you're not clear about how you want that exchange to go or that project, it's not going to be funded by the universe. And when you have a need and you have a drive and you're moving towards it energetically and you're in alignment with it, the universe will bring you a way to fund your project. Some of you have experienced this in your life, where out of nowhere someone comes along who wants to help you fund your project, or a check has come along and you didn't expect it to help you fund your idea or your vacation or pay your bills. That the universe will always support you. It may not come in the time that you think it's supposed to come or in the way that you think it's supposed to come, but the universe will always support you in one way or another. Now, we do want to take just an extra moment to talk about the process of creation, in that what you pulse out, the frequency that you're pulsing out, you have to be in that same vibrational range in order to receive that frequency or to experience it as a reflection in reality. What will happen for many of you is that you will go through a process of meditation or imagination and you'll start pulsing out that frequency, but you can't maintain it because it's a big stretch for where you are. And what will get triggered is, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't know how to get that. I don't know how to manifest it. I don't have the knowledge or the skills or the connections, or fill in the blank. You've all got some excuse, some limiting thought. And that drops you out of the frequency. So what you see as your reflection in reality is that lower vibrational nature being shown to you, so that you can integrate it. You can release your judgments surrounding that issue and elevate yourself. And once you get up to that higher vibrational resonance, the universe will always hold what you're asking for, so that if you want it, you will get it. Now, the form that it takes may look different than what it might have looked 6 months earlier if you've been in that vibrational state. This is how the universe works with efficiency. But the vibrational essence of what you asked for will be identical. And really, if the frequency is what you're asking for, does it really matter what the form is? Some of you get hooked on that. You think, oh, it has to look this way. And so you will often miss the universe providing you with the frequency, the gift that you asked for. But because you get locked into the idea of what the form is supposed to be, you miss it. So this, again, is why it is so important for you to start paying more and more attention to the subtle frequencies, to taking time to connecting with yourselves, connecting with the earth, and being aware of the subtle frequencies in your own field, so that when the universe brings you an opportunity and it doesn't look on the surface in the form the way that you imagined it, that you are aware of what frequency feels like, and because you have this awareness, you will recognize it and you will step out to greet it and claim it. And this is in part where you all are being asked to go, because the systems that you are creating for yourselves, you don't have a reference point. You don't have a template or an archetype of what they look like. So you're having to chart your way through frequency so that you can build these new institutions, these new societal structures. And that feels really uncomfortable to you all because you're so hooked on the doing state. And when you don't see your archetype anywhere, you don't know what to do. So you have to go back to work with that sense of being, and then the universe will bring you opportunities that you'll feel aligned with and say, oh, I don't know where this is heading, but I'm going to step out to greet it and see.